Hi everyone. Today I would like to share with you my experience working with Dehancer Pro, which is an film emulation plugin which I use for Davinci Resolve. And this will be a very quick review and tutorial on how to achieve the looks in the clip that you just seen. And this is um, this is basically the timeline we have here. So the answer is a pretty interesting plugin because it takes your digital image and converts it into analog vintage look by applying several techniques and I wouldn't call it filters because this is how the software reassembles the entire image, including applying grain, halation, and some other features that are, I would say, native to film stock production. So let's dive into our project. We have several clips which are already prepped for work, but I will just guide you through my process. We're going to be working in 1080p timeline resolution, color management, Davinci Resolve YRGB. Timeline and output will be Rec 709 with Gamma 2.4 because basically this will go somewhere on YouTube. And what else? Clips. Each of these clips was filmed on Canon EOS M using the raw footage capabilities of that camera. So here in the raw tab, I converted into Blackmagic Design and Blackmagic Design Film with highlight recovery. You don't necessarily need to follow the same process because you can basically be using something like ProRes footage or S-Log footage or C-Log footage or RE log source. But in my case, this is a raw footage based on DNGs, and I will show you my workflow and how I just a few things to note. Dehancer approached me and they wanted me to do a review without any limitations on what I can say or can do with the plugin. At the end of the video, I think I will link into the description the full tutorial, which is available online by Dehancer, and also the link to purchase this piece of software with a discount of 10%. And without further ado, let's do some color grading here, right? The process I use is pretty simple. So if you look at the note structure, I do the complex NR noise reduction through various stages. We're not going to talk about it, but the answer and the logic dictates us that we have to clean the image before we go into color grading or processing. So NR goes first. Then, since we're working in Blackmagic environment, I need to transform it using the CST into Davinci wide gamut and intermediate output gamma. This will allow us to use the software at its most. Here you can do, in this node, you can do whatever grading or whatever artistic or preparationally adjustments and tweaks you want to do on the image, but since we're discussing the Dehancer Pro, this is 7.1.2 version. I think this is the latest one for today. And since we're working in Davinci wide gamut, on the input part of the Dehancer, you need to select this one. but it perfectly works with Rec 79 2020, Apple, Asus, Cineon, or any other version, including some camera vendors that are preloaded in the software itself. But for our exercise, we're going to use Davinci Wide Gamut Intermediate. In the input menu, you can also pre-adjust the image by adding some exposure, reducing, subtracting exposure, play with the temperature compensation here, adding tint, and using the defrange radius and defrange. Defranging the image allows you to remove some unnecessary imperfections like chromatic aberrations and so on, but all of my clips were filmed on a vintage lens, so it actually brings to the table its natural flaws, I would say, of the vintage lenses. And here in the film developer, you can adjust contrast, gamma, color, separation, and color boost. But the most important part of this software is that it can actually emulate by reconstructing the entire image and its color science to match it with original film stocks that are pretty famous in the industry. You could choose out of many popular film stocks like Kodak Vision 50D, for example, or I don't know, Super 100. But I prefer for my work using Portra 800 because I think, or 400, I think they are very subtle and versatile. For our case, I will use Kodak Portra, and you can also apply film compression. All of these menus are pretty much in detail as described in the PDF file that I will link here, which was provided by the Dehancer team. It's very exhaustive explanation of what can be done and why each of these parameters can be tweaked and adjusted. But look at the Dehancer not as a tool that allows you to magically convert all the digital material into some vintage stuff. No, it is more like a piece of software that allows you to have more creative control in one place. So this is something that is very unique about this software. Out of many different types of softwares that I tried, I think the Dehancer is one of the best representation of why these kind of plugins exist. They help you create a film look or cinematic film look, and by just adjusting parameters in one place. And this is the best part of this. Print. If we're talking about print, you can use a linear print, Cineon film log delivery, which you can convert later if you have your workflow ready for that. Fujifilm, Kodak 2383, and I usually go with Kodak Endura glossy paper because it has its own warm vibes. And here in the print, you can also adjust the exposure, color density, which is very useful for adding color to stuff like which are to elements which are native to our eye, and the way you see the scene and the way you see the footage. Analog range limiter is very useful if you want to create a more narrow, more flat version of your digital camera because this is something that is native to film production. Color heads. So color heads here, I use them if I need to create some specific look. For example, if I want to go into some specific scenarios where I have to create a look specific to the scene, but just for the part where color heads are used in, as far as I know, in regular production, is you need to know what look you're looking for and target that look with color head implementation here. It's a very direct control on what you're gonna see at the end. Film grain. It's an interesting part because there are presets of film grain for various types of films, 16, 8 millimeter, 35, but I like a very subtle version of film grain. And if you look here, this is a denoise right now version, but if you look here, this is Super 35, and if I go into something like, sorry, the film grain, this is 35 mil ISO 50. If you go to 50, it's a much larger grain. That's why I go into 65 millimeter ISO 50, and it becomes very close to noise grain, but it's not that thing that strikes you from the beginning. No, it's just, it stays somewhere there in the background, which is perfect for my needs. Halation, bloom, all of these things are very native to film, and you can choose out of the presets or go to custom method selection, and even for the presets you can amplify it to the level you need, or to the level that you think your image should look like. Apart from standard bloom and halation, there's a film damage available, film breath, gate wave, overscan if you want to increase the outer frame. Vignetting, this is something that is advised to be enabled in the very beginning of working with the Dehancer, because this will affect the entire image. Since I'm filming on vintage lenses, vignetting already is there, so I rarely use vignetting for my footage. But if you're looking into some super sharp lenses, digitally, I would say native lenses, then this is thing that will help you achieve that vintage look. Yeah, so a monitor, there are useful things like clip indication, where you can actually see what shadows you're clipping. Also, you can generate a LUT out of it, out of this image, and for use on monitors, for example. And for quality, you can go with a slow processing mode and a fast processing mode. I choose fast because most of my deliveries are YouTube deliveries, and these are the personal projects I work with, so they are they don't need that kind of processing power. Final things, before delivering, you need to convert your footage into your timeline, color space, and output gamma. For example, here, Dehancer doesn't change anything, just uses the same image and delivers it in the same Davinci wide gamut, for example, if you chose it in the beginning here in the CST here. And you have to bring it back to your timeline color space that was used in your project settings. And yeah, basically this is how this whole thing works. I hope you enjoyed this quick tutorial. There's no limit on what you can do with the Dehancer. I think the Dehancer is a really cool tool that should be used by anyone who is into creating film looks, cinematic looks, or I don't know. I don't work on big productions, but I think this piece of software can be used in any kind of in any scale of any project. And on this note, I think I would say thank you and goodbye. Bye bye.